been on air?
No, but it was just on. Hey, can you turn this one off for us, please?
Oh, sure.
So you're the one that was over here turning it on. I knew I didn't turn that on.
I didn't I think I did the very first week, but I didn't last
No,
week.
this.
Oh, that, yeah.
Freaking me out a little bit, Andy.
Just playing mind games with you on a Monday.
That's right.
Where is the
We need a little shelf over
Yeah, Brad was talking about putting one in up there somewhere.
We don't start the, we don't start the county meetings on the comp plan until
Next week, yeah. Might be steering committee or something this week. I can't remember.
there. Got your camera ready?
Yeah, this one does better in here with the lighting, the fluorescent lighting.
What's that?
The iPhone does better with the fluorescent lighting than the actual camera.
Oh, okay.
So you guys have the
Or
sheriff
whatever
call
this
for
lighting is.
10:30.
It's just really,
Come sit in the
it's
audience
really
for
hard
that. You want me
to,
make myself
yeah.
scarce? What works
I can
best
just
for you?
turn up the brightness a little bit easier.
No, I think I want you to.
Okay. Yeah.
Well, I've been having trouble printing on my printer at home. It's off my other computer, but
Gotcha.
yeah. Take a look at that sometime.
Yeah, if you want, I mean, if you're having
I can
problems
get it
printing
on
one
my
at home, it's gonna be
computer.
easier when you're at home, but I can remote control
I can
to it
get it right
and show
on
me
my-
like what you're trying to print.
Word documents, emails,
Okay.
attachments, stuff.
Right now, I mean, the computer's gonna see, of course, the printer offline because it's not connected to it, so there's not a whole lot to troubleshoot.
Okay, so it would be better to get you while I'm at home and hooked up to my internet.
Yeah, once you're connected there, I can remote in, then I can see, does the computer see it, is it using the right driver, but none of that information will show me while it's disconnected from it, so it's hard to.
I'll just give you a call later on today.
Perfect, I'll be up here for your 10:30.
All right, thank you.
Thank you.
Come on in.
Ready for us?
Sure, come on in.
All right.
You guys need to have a seat right there.
Let you guys in.
Well, they had to go through security twice, believe me.
A couple you might make Jack seem not quite that tall.
Yeah, who's the tallest?
Oh, we know who that is.
How tall are you?
6'8".
All right, we're in this right now. You got 2 inches on me.
Hey, we got a rim out back, we can.
Who's going to pitch for the next race?
More one for you.
You want money?
Cheers, man. Got about another minute while we start
Oh, let's see their best bit.
Didn't fall through against you last night,
All right, at 9 o'clock, we'll call the April 13th Commissioner meeting to order with the pledge. You got to stand.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
So you guys had a good season, eh?
Yes, sir.
Congratulations on that. We would like officially say congratulations to that by issuing you guys a proclamation from us in honor of your season. The proclamation reads, I come along with it on this one. Sorry. The 25-26 Unionville High School basketball team has demonstrated outstanding dedication, perseverance, and sportsmanship throughout their season, going 20-4 overall and 14-0 in the Scioto Valley Conference, winning the SBC and district championships leading up to the regional semifinal game. Led by senior Blake Fitch, the SBC Player of the Year, first team All-SBC, first team All-Southeast District, and first team District 14 North-South game. Jack Welsh, second team All-SBC, second team All-Southeast District, and second team District 14. Isaac Coy, second team All-SBC, third team All-Southeast District, and honorable mention District 14, and Dawson Mitchell and Jackson Zickafoose, both honorable mention All-SBC. The members of the team, freshman Baden Harsha, Lakin Langloff, and Blake Braden. Sophomores Caden Patterson, Matthias, Keys. Juniors Aiden Cox, Isaac Coy, Jack Welch, Johnny Wetzel, and Cam Shackelford. And seniors Blake Fitch, David Long, Jackson Zickafoose, and Dawson Mitchell have committed countless hours to practice, teamwork, and personal growth both on and off the court. Head coach Matt Combs and staff have provided an exceptional leadership, guidance, and mentorship, fostering not only athletic excellence, but also character and integrity. The team has brought pride and recognition to Unionville High School and surrounding community through their achievements and competitive spirit. And their success serves as an inspiration to fellow students, young athletes, and community members alike. Now therefore be it proclaimed that the Unionville High School's basketball team is hereby recognized and commended for their accomplishments, teamwork, and representation of excellence. Be it further proclaimed that we celebrate their hard work, honor, and achievements, and wish them continued success in all future endeavors. The witness thereof, this proclamation is presented in recognition to a remarkable season and the enduring spirit of Unionville High School basketball team. Jack Everson, James Lowe, David Glass, Commissioner. I'd like to present you with this.
Could be part 5. We can, or we can do a little 3-on-3 out back. How do you know, Coach?
You guys going up there to get a picture?
Get in.
These are our 4 seniors right here. This is Dawson, Dave, Jackson, and Blake.
I got copies for
Oh, awesome.
Gather around, guys.
You guys
Yeah. Get in here. Don't worry about me.
I'm in.
Okay. Are we ready? 1, 2, 3. Perfect.
All right.
Hey,
Thank you.
Congratulations on a good season.
Congratulations.
Thanks.
Thanks, guys.
Thank you very much. Hey,
Thank
good
you.
season. Thank you.
Congratulations.
Congratulations, Big.
Hey, thanks.
All right.
Appreciate
Good
you
job,
guys.
guys.
Good job.
This one's
Good to see you.
Hey, see you later, Coach.
Thank you.
Shorty, thank you.
Congratulations, boys.
Thank you.
Congrats, Coach. No
All right.
problem.
All right.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Congratulations. Congratulations.
I get a copy of that
We have a
sometime.
motion to approve
Oh,
the
I
minutes of last
All right, thanks.
meeting. So moved.
Yes.
Second. Okay, keep that one. Bills for the week, $1,568,046.82. Of that, planning commission was $1,211,960. That's all grant money. Commissioners was $134,069 and $76,730 was JDC March expenses. And the auditor had $118,128 indigent defense expenditure. So a motion to approve.
So moved. Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
In a now analysis, $1,925.14, $1,875.14 for fuel for the dog award.
So,
I still have some
yeah,
specific questions on what $1,800
$1,800
spent at Slate Mills for fuel.
that's what I said, that's the only place they filled up at, and is it for a whole month?
I'm gonna approve the analysis so that we're not holding up then and now.
Yeah,
This
let's
is-
investigate.
But this is why we do that and now, so that we think about, we can say, hold on, so, second.
You wanna get that fixed today and hold off on the approval until then?
Yeah,
I don't know.
this.
$1,800, almost $1,900?
You call him and ask Jerry if they can have receipts on that. See if that's a monthly, see if that's a monthly charge.
What was it?
It's,
Farmer's Market in Slate Mill.
Yeah.
Dog,
Good
well,
morning, hey,
the dog and kennel.
invoice for the dog warden at Slate Mills, the gas station at Slate Mills. Is that something, is that the only place that she purchases her fuel?
And how is that paid? With a big bill like that?
No, it's not.
I'd like to see her receipt on that.
You said, does she have a gas card?
Is that one vehicle?
She should.
Huh?
She should.
What vehicle
Yeah,
she
you don't
driving?
want
That'd be $1,800.
That's what's at $1,800
For gas?
I mean, that's like
at
a,
the farmer's market.
That's 18 times.
For a
30
month?
Fill-ups.
Well,
In 30
That's
days.
what we're trying to
that's
figure
what we're
out.
trying to figure
That
out.
could be two. That could be two trucks.
It's,
Yeah, but if she has a gas card, it wouldn't come back, it would come back to that gas card.
Yeah, what are you looking at?
This is the farmer's market in Slate Mills.
Well, but that just not, is it not on that gas card?
we don't know. Oh, we got
Visa
this
card.
send it out.
We don't know yet.
Oh.
I mean, gas prices are up. And if it's charged on monthly, 1,800 might not be
That bad.
that, but I've never seen.
Still a lot of driving for nothing.
That's what I said, but I'd never seen anything comes up farmer's market
That'd be 4
before.
or 5 vehicles. That'd be a lot of vehicles, not just
Yeah,
one.
it might be the monthly,
No.
you know, but I don't know why she's going.
That'd be just like the sheriff's department having a gas card and they go to these different gas
Good morning.
stations.
Right.
It wouldn't come up
We were
showing,
wondering about the dog.
we wouldn't get a then and now.
Bill for.
Yeah,
Says
I don't know.
each one divided
Who
up.
knows what she did?
$1,800. Does she purchase her gas?
Unfortunately.
Yeah,
Did you see the stuff that Kathy sent this morning, the public records request
yeah,
about her stuff too?
yeah.
So she got a different card. When she turns her bill in, does she turn in like receipts where she has paid for it and you reimburse her or? Okay. Hi, is this the first time she's used that gas station? Yeah, if you don't mind, text her and ask her if she'd give us a call up here. All right, thank you, bye. Well, she quit using Wex Bank, which is a credit card that we all use, because they kept cutting off her gas because she wasn't getting her bills paid. So she has, they're gonna call one again, so she'll call up here, see if she can get hold of her.
So let's go ahead and approve this then. So I got first and second, all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
That could be for 2 months. You know? If she got off the one that we've been using and got new cards, she'd probably been going in there buying gas the whole time, telling her people to go in there. she's just a problem, man.
As I said, the bank card that we gave her, she has, is the same bank card everybody else uses. She hasn't been paying her bill.
Not in a timely fashion.
And they will shut you off. I mean, you know,
Yeah.
it's- a lot of these people that we deal with now are using banks to do their bill pay
Right.
stuff, and they don't have any mercy because they don't care. You
Yeah.
know, they're just there to cover your bills. So if you don't pay, they shut you
Yeah,
down.
they're gonna shut it off.
All right, let's keep going. Transfer of funds, this is from JFS. Transferring funds from general to JFS. This is a transfer of quarterly mandated share from general fund to JFS Public Assistance Fund, $37,949.50.
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Another request for transfer of funds. This is from Veteran Services, sorry, from the outreach account to the travel account of $2,000. All in favor, say aye. Aye. A transfer from the Department of DD from various programs to a new function that they created that did not have funds. So they moved the same people from one department over to another for new dedicated jobs. And this total is for administrative costs, $344,675.
One of them tried to call you.
So,
Second?
Second.
All right, everybody, aye?
Aye.
Asset disposal form, probation department, one gun vault, broken. Lock release malfunctioning, won't open with key or code. So whatever's in there is in there, I guess.
I think it's so moved.
Second, on the condition that we get whatever's in there out of it.
I'm sure there's something cut off before this.
Yeah.
All in favor, say aye. Aye.
I'm just trying to figure if it's one of these great big 5 foot by 3 foot, or is it just a little box that got hung on the wall?
That's all right. We'll figure it out.
I'm sending that to our insurance. Excuse me, sir.
We're still waiting to see if that's an actual leak under there.
What's that?
We don't know if it's actually leaking.
Well, you're gonna have to have it fixed anyway, so you might as well just take it somewhere and have a look at it.
Is there a place that you normally?
What's that?
Is there a place we normally
don't
use
want
for
that.
estimate? They'll send someone
I
to
think
look at
we're
it.
gonna have to come in today.
We always take them out here. That's-
We're gonna get these.
We're gonna need it this week. Clean up for the public.
Next one is an asset disposal form from the Ross County Sheriff's Office, law complex, office chair, poor condition, damage beyond repair.
So, second.
All in favor, say aye.
Where did it come from?
Law enforcement complex.
A lot of damaged chairs getting tossed out here lately.
And it's dated for 4/18, so we're going into the future here. This is proactive, I like it.
We know we're gonna break each chair about the end of the week.
He hasn't broken the chair yet. He's fixing on it though.
Okay.
Still looking at the gun cabinets.
Well, yeah, that's what, I'm looking at the gun cabinets, but it's a safe and it looks like it's one that goes into a vehicle.
Can't get his gun out.
When you buy a new gun, can't get his gun out here. Make a box gun. Somebody who does that.
All right, next up is a general construction contract recommendation for the Hopewell Visitor Center. They have selected Equity Construction Services, ECS, to award as general construction contract. And sent here for, I guess, our approval and selection.
So, second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
We have a application, we're doing a joint application with the city of Chillicothe for the CHIP program, the 2026 Community Housing Impact Preservation Program. So we're applying for this year's funds, I guess. And the amounts for the county is $400,000 and the amount for the city is $350,000. So this is just okay to enter a contract to apply for the CHIP 2026 CHIP contract.
So moved.
Have a second?
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Also has an attached resolution you have to sign as well. Again. And there's also a public hearing notice that on next Monday, we're going to have the first of two public meetings to go over this very same one, or grant. So we'll have that next Monday. Looks like some new signs. That was half real scratch from the agenda. We're going to talk about what you wanted in the main session.
We'll move George up to, we'll move George up. Sheriff Wagner up.
Can we need to,
Or do we usually do investment advisory board for a while?
yeah, we'll call Sheriff in when, see if George is available, like 10:45, 10, or 9:45. o'clock.
10:15.
Can you text George Lavender and ask him to come at
Come at what time?
10:15.
Last thing I got is a letter of support for the Great Seal Medical Sports Complex. It's a cone project for TMUD for fiscal year 2026 funding for that project. And that's not us doing that, that's us writing a letter of support. I have a letter of support here. Devin sent that over first thing this morning.
So,
I read that.
Kathy, what time was he scheduled for?
10:30. I'll get going into here too.
I'm just trying to figure out why does he need a letter of support from us? If we're gonna approve it, if we're gonna approve it.
well, this is the state that would approve it.
Yeah, this
Okay.
is the Ohio
Second.
Department of Development. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Yeah, that's state funds.
Okay.
So I got Brad, do you have?
Got a couple things here. Our litter truck was hit in the parking lot last week. Sideswiped by somebody. They did stop and call the police on themselves, so that was a plus. Just sent the stuff to Eric and get that fixed. The sewer project is just about ready to enter into the area where the Stone Environmental has to be there to look at the digging. So we'll see if that slows us down any. I hope it doesn't. Service center project's going well. There's one of those to Kathy. That's the service center project notes.
All right. On track, back on track.
Yep, moving ahead. We shut down the conference rooms. Last week was the last day they could go in there. They're in there today, taking the walls down, getting ready to move in there.
Okay.
And then I have that's a pay application number 3 for work out there.
Okay.
So moved.
This is for $205,275.46.
So moved.
All in favor, say aye.
That office out there understands what's going on there.
I think, yeah, they were, on Thursday and Friday after we talked to them, they moved out there in the hallway. And it's working fine. I was out there a couple times and it's set up like it always used to be, so I think she's happy, I think. That's all I've got right now.
All right.
Can you send me a mayor's proclamation? I'm gonna go work on that.
Invitation to be part of that.
Didn't be paid, yes, we have.
community sessions for the comprehensive plan next week. Wednesday, Thursday. I think it kind of follows it till the end of May. I plan on going to all of them. It's good we have a presence there.
Me too, I played 2 where I can't. If I can play baseball some of those days, but I should be able to pop in for visit with folks. It was very good early on in the process when we did this to get feedback on what we craft the plan, and now that the plan's crafted, we're going back basically presenting the folks. And I think it captured. We did a lot of. There was a lot of effort to capture stakeholder input. It was good. So
We need to drive attendance to them now, because those ones
Yep.
were not, the Chillicothe one was well attended, but that was it. I went to all of those. So, I'm gonna send an email to the township trustees, see if they can rally support for this. Get out there and be there. Most of them are taking place in their halls anyway.
Sheriff said yes.
10:15.
Thank you.
There was another call this morning in Huntington Schools,
Huntington School, yeah.
so he might be dealing with that, maybe.
Makes you wonder which time it's gonna be real, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Scary.
I said, you're damned if you do, you're damned if you don't.
Yeah, I don't see. There's a special penalty for that. That's a child molestation on a grand scale if I've ever seen it. Kids got enough to worry about.
When you think that FBI and DHS would narrow that guy down by now?
They're all on it, yes. That's what I heard.
I'll figure out myself on that. Yeah.
Gentlemen.
How we doing, fellas?
Hi, everybody. Good to see ya. How you doing? You are, sir? How are you, man?
I'm good.
Long time no see. Happy
Good.
spring. We're here.
Yeah.
Hopefully, we'll see.
Yeah.
Say it to the
You guys making
grass.
this week, we aren't making all that noise.
I know we're chatting, talking,
Yeah, that's okay.
catching up,
We were already done, we were just sitting there waiting.
waiting for us.
Time, I got 9:30, the floor is yours.
I love it. I love it. It's great to be here with you all. Anything we want to go over today? There's been no shortage of events taking place in the markets since last
Anything
quarter.
happening there?
I don't think so.
Huh?
It's like every day you flip on the news and there's, markets up, markets down. Here's what's happening overseas, and expectations of interest rates have changed, and so there's a lot transpiring in the markets right now. There is a lot going on, but the portfolio is well insulated from a lot of the news, and it's honestly been a good buying time in the market. We've seen yields be propped up right now. We expect them to pull back. Same thing with the market, the stock market itself. Obviously, it's moved lower. A lot of times you're hearing with some of the news that these are good buying times to get into the market now if you think stuff over with Iran, Straightforward News, are going to work themselves out. So again, they'll be the center of our discussion here today.
Okay.
Great. So page 3. So hiking, giving an idea of projections on Fed rate hikes. Remember when I was out here in January and we're talking, hey, the market's pricing in 2 to 3 rate cuts for the year. Well, since then, it's, are we going to get a rate cut? Are rates going to stay the same? And there's even some probability of a rate hike being priced in. We're not fully in camp that that's going to happen, but as far as strategy goes, we have to listen to some of that data that's being presented, because it will shift a little bit of our strategy. So obviously with the Iran conflict, the Fed funds futures are bouncing between a slight chance for a hike later this year to a slight chance of a cut. So you're really getting that. I think as of Friday, we were about a 92% chance that rates were going to remain the same. And then you had on both sides of the cut and the increase, very similar probability, around 5% there. So again, as you get more of the murkiness of what's taking place overseas, as that transpires, that changes, a new Fed chair gets appointed, that all could be more in the favor of that cutting cycle, I think, coming back into play. But again, really muted for the remainder of the year here from a forward projections perspective. CPI year over year, again, coming in a little higher than expected. It's real funny, the Fed's preferred measure of inflation is core PCE, which excludes food and energy. Well, when you look at the categories of inflation on a CPI perspective, energy is the leader from a year-over-year perspective on the inflationary side of things. So still above the Fed's 2%, target. And look at that last bullet here. Inflation expectations 1 year ahead have increased materially due to the Iran conflict. I know we're getting a little fatigue on that, just like we were with COVID fatigue, but we are a global economy, and these things certainly make a difference as we're continuing to monitor the markets. Growth, consumer spending makes up about 70% of GDP. And so the consumer is the retail sales metric is one that most people look at from a spending perspective to give us that overview there. Through March of 2026, that the consumer continues to spend at a fairly robust pace. Higher income households are the ones really contributing to the growing economy. You're hearing this K-shaped economy. We have upper income earners doing really well, lower income earners struggling. But also the other component that we look at too is how the consumer is spending. Credit spending is up 4+% year over year. So again, people are using credit cards, revolving debt, higher interest rates are contributing to higher monthly payments. So these things factor into the growth picture. And so the consumer continues to be of watch as we move forward, and an indicator for us as far as looking at the construction of the portfolio as we move forward. So maximum employment, stable prices, Fed's 2 mandates. The employment front is certainly under the microscope here. Many economists still consider the full employment range between that 4.5% to 5.5% range. Obviously, the employment demographic has changed over the prior months, and the unemployment rate has climbed from a cycle low of 3.4% in April of 2023 up to 4.4% as of February 2026. And even when you look at that, you're hearing about more layoffs in the marketplace. Disney, Oracle, some of these larger companies are restructuring their companies, right? I mean, the cost to manage a business, the unforeseen, unexpected events that could transpire into the future are certainly taking place. And the jobless claims are extremely in this low hire and no fire environment. We talk about college graduates. Very tough time to be a college graduate coming into the market. Unemployment rate over 6%. It's tough right now. JOLTS, job openings. It's remember back throughout the pandemic, it was one person looking for a full slew of jobs, right? Which caused wage pressure. Right now, it's more of a one-to-one figure, even on more on the lower side of the jobs to the consumer. So it's an different environment than what we were facing. That's why you're hearing the Fed chair coming into office right now. They're in a tough position. Tough position. So what's transitory? What's sticky? What's going to be being looked at here?
So no formula to take pay away to get that.
That's right. You're exactly right.
We cooked our own stew here.
We cooked our own stew. Yep. Good way of looking at it. But from a yield perspective, you know, we talk about this a little bit. We looked at it last quarter as well. You know, there's times in the cycles where we hit our peaks and then interest rates, they fall. The last two cycles, that's been the case. This cycle, we hit our top, we started declining from that peak, but we've remained a little more stable across the board from a yield perspective. The positive is we're still above our 20-year averages across the market, where the 2-year treasury is in that 380 range right now. We know where the current Fed funds rate is, that 350 to 375. You know, the 2-year treasury points to a direction of interest rates in a 6 to 12 month time period. With the 2-year treasury at a 380, it would tell you that there'd be a rate increase on the table. Again, we're not saying that's going to happen. I think some of this stuff is going to work itself out given everything taking place overseas. But as far as a buying opportunity, being right-sized in the portfolio, making sure we have enough invested versus liquid and cash to prepare for some of these unexpected changes that could happen, is going to allow us to stabilize that budgetary interest income, which David and team are doing a great job at that. As we dive into the portfolio here, you're going to be able to see the value of the portfolio, of the long-term plan. Any questions there?
No.
Okay. Fun stuff. So looking at the portfolio as a whole, so you know something that we're working with David on is monitoring cash at Star Ohio and at the bank. David does a really good job of making sure that the bank has a very limited amount of cash, more in Star Ohio to take advantage of that higher rate, even knowing that we might need those proceeds. But with the portfolio value of over $100 million in securities. That portfolio of $102 million is invested, as you can see on the far right, across a variety of different asset classes that we're looking at within the portfolio for the county. And the one thing that's great to see is that your long-term portfolio is over, so 3.9%, which is great. And look at that projected remaining fiscal year budgetary interest income. That doesn't include any reinvestment either, and that's just on the securities. That remaining fiscal year generating over, you're going to clip north of $3 million in the investment portfolio, just on the earnings from that perspective. As far as the maturity distribution goes at the bottom there, we are looking to fill more inside of that 2 to 3 year area and build down the weighted average maturity a bit. As I mentioned, there maybe are some uncertainties, and maybe the Fed could raise interest rates. We don't think that happens, but we want to be a little more cautious in the event that it does happen, so that we are able to have things turn over within the portfolio if they do pop up. But overall, portfolio is in great shape. Continuing to communicate with David upon having maturities, which we do have one this month. It's a smaller piece. I'm going to be looking to go out 5 years to continue to fill in the ladder where it makes sense. But trying to maintain the weighted average maturity closer to that 2.4 years.
Just so I'm clear, we segueing the interest earned annually into a capital account, or is that being reinvested?
So you're kind of talking about two different things. So first of all, how we report this and what you guys see in VIP, that's in terms of where you're actually allocating in terms of your budget and revenue projections. But until there is a need for that actual cash, and then I need to move cash out of the portfolio, it stays reinvested all the time.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
That makes sense, yeah.
Yeah. And another thing I do want to kind of address too, so that cash position there, the 25 million, is actually higher than where I would typically want to keep that, but that's for a few different reasons. One, we just got out of the first half collection, so we have a big bump in cash. And then two, I'm having to keep a higher level of cash in that to keep cash flow in stable for all the Appalachian Community and Grant Program projects are really heating up, and those invoices are coming in. So we have one, the giant influx of cash, and two, wanting to make sure that we always have cash flow for those projects that are really turning over pretty quick. And also, we have very soon the disbursement of the first half tax collection to the school districts and all the other municipalities. So we'll see towards the end of the year, that number starts dramatically dropping so that we're putting more of that money to work actively. But at the time being, that's why that number is wherever it is, and it's a little bit higher than historically. I'd keep that, but those are the reasons for that, and I believe that's a good move to make.
Be interesting to know out of the total award, what we've spent so far.
Out of the what now?
Out of the total ACGP award, what have we spent?
That would be a good question. Actually, I think probably Kim in the planning department can probably get you a better answer than I could. I actually requested her, and so that's another change I've made just in day-to-day in cash flow management is with the planning department and the auditor's office, I requested that they give me an update on the payment request for the following week so that I could be even closer on my number, what cash we need to have on hand, and then what I can leave in the portfolio working for us. So I think that's even further streamlined and put more of our money to work more efficiently.
On our bills for the week, the weekly is between 800 and $1.5 million every week.
Mm-hmm.
Every week, the fund is going to 30 different projects. So, yeah, and October's coming. So like I said, November's going to be interesting to look at this.
Yeah. It's actually, it's going to make my job a lot easier. Now, this has been a great thing that we've been able to invest this, but trying to keep up on top of that and keep the cash flow where it needs to be so that the money's always there for those projects as it's coming out. It's been an interesting ordeal.
Well, we've always kept the mindset there's an asterisk behind that total, and that's going away. So we haven't been spending like crazy here.
Well, see, and another thing that I do know too is that there was another fund set up in VIP specifically for the interest from the ACGP money. So you guys can see in VIP exactly how much interest income we've generated just on that money. And it's a pretty impressive amount. Yeah. It's going to be a nice thing for Ross County.
And that specifically doesn't go into the revenue line items that balance the expenses within our operating budget. That was a clarification that we made going into the 2026 operating budget, which was interest earnings, interest revenue is a line item of revenue in the auditor's office versus the ACGP being separate, held separately, and as you said, a distinction in separate accounts so that we can see it when that appears on our budget.
I'd say that one thing too that might be worth considering is at some point in time when we revisit a capital improvement fund, like an actual capital improvement fund, I think that's a good seed money for that, possibly.
The first brush of that, though, is a contingency fund for ACGP projects that go sideways.
Yes.
And we haven't had that yet, so I'm totally confident in the management of these projects.
But I'm with you. I think it's not a bad idea to let the dust settle on those projects since it's really in rapid fire mode at this point in time.
Yeah. We don't even talk about that when we're budgeting.
Yeah. But just kind of a possibility in the future, right? When the dust settles from all that, we know what that final number is, and we no longer have the money to invest with it. I think capital improvement fund, that's a good seed money for that, whatever we end up having left.
And the good thing of it is, since it's invested, it returns. It doesn't have to pop over. They don't get that discrete.
That's our money.
Yeah.
Yes.
Good.
Awesome.
That's all we need to say about that.
That's right.
Yeah.
What were
Good
we
news
talking
there.
about? I forgot.
No, yep. And then lastly, on the, just to give y'all an idea, on page 10, looking at the maturity distribution across the different maturity buckets, you can see here that we would expect the portfolio yield to continue to move a little higher actually here in the short term. With the average maturities inside of that 0 to 1 year bucket at that 354 are being reinvested in 3.70s to 4%, depending on the market. So again, the majority of our funds are in that 2 to 4 year buckets that are 4+% on an average from a yield perspective. Why that's important? Because that's great for budgetary purposes. That you know what you're going to earn. We're going to hold on to those coupons.
We're in the highest.
That's exactly right. Yep. And again, that was going back to my earlier comments of having a plan, being able to weather some of these storms, being big picture focused with our planning has enabled us to really, again, to be mindful of that and being able to lock into these yields. Great. Any questions? Good?
It's all good.
Awesome.
I just have one question. Can you give a copy of this to Dave?
Oh yeah, sorry, Dave. I marked on this a little bit. Is that okay? Yeah, sorry.
Crib notes. Boom.
Sorry. That's it. Yeah, some spark notes. Yeah, absolutely.
Commentary on the macro report there. The takeaway is we don't know what the heck is going to happen.
Yeah, I have to, we don't, yeah.
On a summary, correct.
Yeah.
I mean,
Well, I can tell you too. So, and my perspective of all of this is yes, there's still a lot of uncertainty, and I think that's still why we want to continue to extend out the average maturity. Right? We want to lock in.
It doesn't change
I think
the strategy.
I feel very good where the rates are at this point in time, and even if we do see an increase or a hike, I don't feel bad about locking in the rates where they are now and continuing to have that certainty in our portfolio despite the uncertainty in the macroeconomic level.
I think the middle of the road, or that, I don't know if you call it middle of the road, you know that you could gain a little bit more with a little bit more. I don't want to call it risk because it's not like we're making risk investments, but trying to get as much certainty in a landscape that is this uncertain is probably the best route. Even if rates do hike, they're not going to hike so much that we're going to regret,
That's
locking
kind
in.
of been my thinking on it, right? We've been in a pretty good environment for fixed income assets for a long time. Extend this out as long as possible.
Keep playing the same card, yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
yeah, being a little strategic when we think that there could be changes and having a tilt.
Yeah.
But when you're talking with entities I've worked with that have been even in the game, and doing this longer than I have, and they see even 2+% yields in the marketplace. So like, let's buy all those up, because they remember the times when rates went to 0 and we were fighting for 50 basis points, right?
Right.
So you got it.
Not hard to forget that.
It's not
actually.
hard.
I mean, it wasn't that long ago.
Correct. Yeah.
And I think when it does change, it's going to change quick. I mean, we might hike, but once there's an okay for cuts, they're going to cut and cut and cut pretty quick.
When you can go back, COVID being the exception, when the Fed has raised interest rates, they tend to do it more on a stair-step-ish, wait and see kind of what happens. But you know what they're very quick on? Cutting rates.
Yeah.
They're very quick on cutting rates, and that shifts the whole market.
I think it's a little concerning, just not, it doesn't highlight the investment strategy as much, but it's just concerning when you see 3.5% spending, right? And maybe I'm wrong in the way that I'm reading this, but 3.5% spending. But did you say credit spending was?
Credit spending is over 4% year over year.
So you've got a 0.5% delta between spending and credit spending, and does that become? At what point does that become something that none of us have any control over it? But
right.
The house.
There's definitely some warning signs with consumer debt.
Private credit is another thing you hear more and more about. But yeah, and I think just how the consumer is tapping in spending is certainly different. I mean, we were going to buy toilet paper at Costco and it's $42 the other day. I'm like, how? And then, we're still, so you still feel these inflationary measures, right? But again, we don't know how it's gonna all play out. So again, when there's that uncertainty, you start to just try to take all the data and make hedges across the portfolio as you think are gonna make sense. But in the grand scheme of things, we've done a good job of taking advantage of rates in the market when we can, which is providing that predictability, that's what's the name of our game that we're working in.
You guys have done phenomenal. David, you've done a great job.
That's the same thing I say. I said, I look at January's, I always keep.
Yeah.
And then I look at this, and this is a heck of a lot better than what this, not a lot better, but it's better.
Yeah.
Well,
Doing the work.
at the size of the portfolio too, you know what I mean? Like that, it takes a lot to move those needles. But that's been the overarching strategy
Right.
since I've been in office, right? Is extend out, we want to increase our yield and extend out.
Yeah,
And you think about with David too, I mean, we moved a lot, if we remember over the years, from Star into the portfolio. And during those times, Star had a little bit of a higher rate than the market, right? But you can understand why to do that now as you see all those average 4+% coupons in the marketplace and your portfolio yields above where short-term rates are.
All good.
It's all good stuff.
Keep this run going. We're still the same.
Yeah, there you go.
What are you trying to say?
There's definitely one area where there's good news. So that's
Yes, it's all good
Yeah.
stuff. Yeah, that's exactly.
I don't know if Jeff has gotten back to us. I saw he got us that email Friday, but I don't remember what the number is you guys put for your projections, the interest income. But like I said, I still feel pretty confident we're likely to far exceed it again. Yeah. So
Yeah.
take the good news when we can get it.
Yeah, we will.
And the beauty of it is it keeps compounding, right? We're back to that's the nice thing about it.
We got
Until we need to spend it.
I'll do it for future years.
That's it.
Yep.
Good.
All right, fellas.
Thank
Well, if
you.
we got nothing else, appreciate your time.
Absolutely.
Thank you so much.
See you next
Good to
quarter.
see you.
Take care, everyone.
Yep. Okay, that concludes our business of the day. Do I have a motion to recess? Or to adjourn?
Second.
In favor, say aye.